All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be covering Purple Enel. Okay, we've gone over all of the other OP-15 leaders other than Purple Enel, and then tomorrow we have Yellow Luffy. Okay, so let's do this guys, let's get right into it. It's going to be a very standard layout. We're going to check out the deck list first. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. We got 3 games to go over on the sim, and then we will finish up, we'll wrap up, and I'll tell you guys what I think about this leader moving forward. Okay, so let's do this, guys. I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. This video is brought to you by Nin Garden. Pre-orders for the Empress playmat and the Golden Memory playmat, available in both Dawn and Moonlight variants, are now live. They also just dropped new crossbody bags. These are lightweight and perfect for everyday carry. You can bundle one with any playmat for $5 off, while still using my code TheVVTheory for an extra 10% off. Alright guys, let's go ahead and break down the deck list for today's video, starting off with the leader. Enel is a 5,000 power, 5 life, mono purple Sky Island type leader, with the effect, under the rules of this game, your Dawn deck is made of 6 Dawn cards, okay? And then we have activate main once per turn. If it is your second turn or later, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and add up to 4 additional Dawn cards and rest them. Then give up to 4 rested Dawn cards to one of your characters. Okay, so now we're going to mouse over each card in the deck as I go over them, guys, so be sure to pause and read them if you don't already know what the cards do. We are running 4 Ohm, 4 Satori, 2 Shura, 2 Divine Soldier, 3 Nola, 3 Sanji. This is the 2K counter blocker from OP-07. We're running 4 of the 6-cost SR Enel and 4 of the 6-cost Secret Enel, 2 Divine Departures from OP-13, and then we're running 4 Vari, I think is how you'd say this. My apologies if that's wrong. We're running 4 El Thor, 4 Lightning Beast Chitin, 4 Lightning Dragon, 4 Mamaragan, and 2 Gamma Knives. So let me explain what this deck is trying to do. So your leader can ramp Dawn as early as turn 2, and we have a lot of Dawn minus effects built into this deck so that we can actually get a full, we can get full advantage. We can take full advantage of that leader effect. So let me just start from the beginning here. We're running 10 cards in this deck, 10 1-cost characters that are all the same stat line. They're all 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter characters, and they all have the same on-play effect. Ohm has on-play, Dawn -1, draw a card. Satori has on-play, Dawn -1, draw a card. And Shura has on-play, Dawn -1, draw a card. They all have that. And then they all have basically attack flavor effects. So Ohm has a when attacking, and so does Satori, whereas Shura just has Rush if you have 6 or less Dawn cards, and we will always have 6 or less Dawn cards because of how our leader is built, because of how they were designed. Satori has a when attacking that says if you have 6 or less Dawn cards, you can look at 2 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This card's actually really good because you play it out right away, it replaces itself, and then you don't really care if they attack into this card, and you're going to be able to use your leader effect later in the game to attach 4 rested Dawn cards to this card and just attack in for 6K or maybe 7K if you want to use the active Dawn that comes in with the Enel. You have a lot of different options, right? And this Satori is actually really good because you get to look at your top 2 cards and decide, okay, do I actually want those cards on top or do I want to put them to the bottom? You see what I'm saying? And with all of these on-play Dawn -1 draw card effects, there's a lot more down here as well, guys. We're going to go over in a minute. But having all of these on-play Dawn -1 effects here to draw cards, it makes Satori's effect actually very strong because you attack in, and if you do see something on top of your deck that you want to draw, it's like, okay, let me arrange it the way that I want it on the top of my deck, and then I'll just go ahead and play out a card from my hand and draw the card that I needed, right? So this Satori is actually like a miniature searcher, and now they have to attack into it or you're going to use that effect every turn. And one more thing to really consider, guys, is this Satori you can just attack with these cards. I'm going to mention the same thing for Ohm. You can just attack and get their effect. Who cares if you don't attack for 5,000 to get a card from their hand? As long as you're using these cards and getting their effect from them, then you're generating value in one way or another, right? Or you're gathering information or whatever. So yeah, you know, remember that when you're playing your games, guys. Yeah, it's nice when you can attack for 5, 6, 7K with these characters. However, if you just need to fix your hand or you need to make sure you draw into a certain card next turn, go ahead and cash in on this effect, even if you attack in for nothing. I would translate this card, guys, as it's basically like an activate main or a win attacking effect, you know, to tap this card and do its effect and go from there, right? Really good stuff here. Now, Ohm is the same way where it has win attacking. If you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field, you can give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power during this turn. So Satori is helping you fix your hand and do some searching, and Ohm is helping you battle for the board. And we actually have quite a few effects down here, guys. We have a lot of power manipulation in this deck, so this Ohm effect is actually very, very solid, and it's just good in general, just for helping us get control of the board. And remember, just like I said with Satori, even if you can't load a bunch of Dawn on Ohm and make a super meaningful, like, you know, attack that gets a card out of your opponent's hand, if you can give a character minus 1,000 power and get some value out of that from another attack, I would still suggest doing that, because I think that could still work out just fine, right? And I think you guys are going to see in the games today, I think I do that quite a few times, where I just attack with Ohm for pure value. Just like, okay, I'm just going to turn this character sideways for 2,000, attack into their leader. It's going to bounce because it's not a big enough attack to go through, but I'm going to give a character minus 1,000 power, and then I can combo it with other effects, maybe like something we're going to look at in a minute with this, you know, with, where is it, Lightning Dragon or Mamarigan or whatever. We'll have some other options. I think even this card right here, even El Thor can KO characters based off their power. Okay, so that's all the one-cost characters. Like I said earlier, I think I said Shura can just rush in. And this card has, if you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field, this character gains Rush. So he just always has Rush in this deck, okay? And remember how our leader effect works. We can attach 4 Rested Dawn to this character and bash in for 6Ks, and we also get an active Dawn back as well, you know, if we were able to pull Dawn out of our Dawn deck, and we can actually swing for 7 if needed, okay? All right, so I am running 2 Divine Soldier. This is just a 1-cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter character, and it has, if you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field, this character gains Blocker. So this is just a 1-cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter blocker at all times in Enel. Okay, then we're running 3 Nolas. This card's really nice for protection purposes. We can protect everything on the board that needs to be protected with Nola. Now, certain cards already have built-in protection that Nola does not affect, but like I said, these Enels that we're about to look at in a minute, they already have built-in protection. They don't need anything extra from Nola. And then this card also doubles over as a 2K counter. Okay, and we're running 3 Sanjis. This is the OP-07 Blocker Sanji. It's a 6-cost, 6,000 power, 2K counter character with a blocker, and it has, while you have 2 or more fewer Dawn cards than your opponent, this card costs 3. This card costs 3 in your hand. It costs 3 less in your hand. Sorry, guys. The way it was worded on there was confusing me a little bit. But yeah, this card costs 3 less in your hand. So understand what's going on there. This is even good in the mirror match because you can arrange your Dawn for the turn in such a way that even if your opponent has 6 Dawn, you can still use any of these Dawn minus effects we just went over and a bunch of Dawn minus effects that we hadn't even talked about yet, and you can get down to, you know, 4 or 3 Dawn or whatever, and you should be able to play this card out for 3 Dawn no matter what. So with that in mind, I'm probably going to go up to 4 of these cards here. Maybe I'll go -1 Nola and go +1 Sanji. We'll see. I haven't really taken time to really think about the numbers just yet, but this Sanji, this is pretty much a 3-cost, 6,000 power blocker with a 2K counter in this deck. Almost at all times, like I said, except in the mirror match. You might have to do some finagling where you have to move the Dawn around in certain ways, but you should even be able to pull it off in the mirror match. Okay, so really, really powerful card here. Okay, now we have the 2 different Enels. There's the 6-cost, 8,000 power SR Enel and the 6-cost, 8,000 power Secret Enel. They both have the exact same first effect here, where if you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field, this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects and gains plus 2,000 power. They both have the exact same first effect there, which is really nice, built-in protection, and it turns this character into a 6-cost, 10,000 power character that cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. Really, really powerful. And the SR Enel has an activate main effect, Dawn -1. This character gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn, and then you do have to trash one card from your hand. And then we have the secret Enel has an on-play effect to Dawn -1, and look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 card to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order and trash 1 card from your hand. So they're both balanced in such a way, excuse me guys, they're both balanced in such a way that they will both be Dawn -1, and you will trash a card after each one of their effects. So if you want to turn this Enel into a blocker, you do have to trash a card. You have to go Dawn -1 and trash a card. And then if you want this on play effect from this Enel, from the secret Enel, you have to go Dawn -1. You do a top 5 search. The nice thing about that top 5 search, guys, I don't know if you caught on, you can search for anything. It's not type locked, and you don't reveal the card. It just says, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 card to your hand. You don't even reveal what it is to your opponent, and then you do have to trash a card after that effect. So it's just a really powerful top 5 cycle type of effect. Really good stuff here. Very strong card. Okay, and just the fact that there's 6 cost 10,000 power characters in this deck at all times makes them very, very powerful. Okay, and let's not forget about the leader effect. If you're playing out a card like this 6 cost Enel, well, there goes all 6 Dawn for your turn. But what you can do is after that, you're going to be able to combo these 6 cost turns here with a bunch of 0 cost Dawn -1 effects that we're about to look at in a minute, and you'll still be able to cash in on your leader's effect to put a bunch of Dawn on maybe one of these smaller characters that you already had on the board. A lot of synergy with this card and the leader, of course. They're very, very powerful together. Okay, so we're running 2 Divine Departures from OP-13. This is just a solid utility card. It's a 0 cost 3K, and we do have a decent amount of bricks in the deck. We have all 8 of the Enels we just talked about. We're running 2 Gamma Knives, and we're running 4 Lightning Dragons. So altogether, that's about 14 bricks in the deck. And worst case scenario, you can just use this card and maybe trash a 1K counter with it, and it turns it like into a 2K if you use it like that, if you think about it. Because, you know, the 1K is gone and then it ends up being a 3K. Hopefully that made sense. A little bit clumsy. Hopefully you guys get it. Either way, this is an excellent utility, 0 cost 3K counter event in the deck. And having access to that minus 8,000 power, that is massive. Now, understand how this card works, guys. You do have to have a Dawn given to one of your characters or leaders. It says main, you may rest 5 of your Dawn cards, and then if you have any given Dawn cards, you need at least 1 given Dawn card, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 8,000 power during this turn. So again, guys, understand what that means. If you have, this will take all of your Dawn to do this effect. You have to attach a Dawn to a character or your leader, and then tap 5 Dawn for this effect, but then you're going to give one of their characters minus 8,000 power, and then you can still use your 0 cost events here that we're about to go over that are Dawn minus effects, and still get Dawn back with your leader at the end of all of that. So there's a lot of synergy with this card. Very powerful event here. Okay, now we have a bunch of Sky Island events. These are all new events from OP-15 that go with this leader. First up is Vari. This is a 0 cost. It's a 2K counter for any card named Enel. So we can protect our leader with this event, or our 6 cost 10K characters with this event. We can protect those as 2K counters. But then we have a main effect here, Dawn -1. If your leader is Enel, draw 1 card, and then up to one of your characters gains +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. So understand, I was running 4 of this card in the deck, but I don't know if we necessarily need this card moving forward. But I was specifically using this card as a 0 cost Dawn -1 event that draws me a card. Yeah, it does give +2 cost. That's fine. And it is a 2K counter, which is really nice for your leader or your Enel characters. But I was really just using this as a 0 cost Dawn -1 draw card effect. And getting the Dawn into your Dawn deck when you have 6 Dawn on the field already is sometimes really, really important to combo with your leader effect to get an active Dawn out. Okay? This card was excellent for that reason alone. The +2 cost part was kind of just whatever, though. Okay, next up is El Thor. This is a main Dawn -1 effect. If your leader is Enel, up to one of your leader or character cards gains +1,000 power during this turn, and then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. And the counter is the same as Vari, where up to one of your Enels gains +2,000 power during this battle. This is a nice card, but it does not, it's one of the few events built into Enel. It might be the only event built into Enel that does not draw you a card. Like Vari, this draws you a card. Lightning Beast Chitin draws a card, Lightning Dragon draws a card, and Mamarigan draws a card. So yeah, actually, out of the 5 events that came out with Purple Enel and OP-15, this is the only card that does not draw us a card when we use the event. Which is unfortunate, but I guess that's for balance purposes. You are able to KO a 3,000 power or lower character. And notice this, guys. This is not a... this does not go off of base power. So we can do a turn where we spend all 6 of our Dawn, attaching 1 Dawn to a character or leader, and tapping 5 for Divine Departure to give a character negative 8,000 power, and then we can combo it with this Thor to go Dawn -1. That's the cost to activate this event, guys. It doesn't have an actual like rest Dawn cost. It has a Dawn minus cost. So we'll Dawn -1. Our leader's Enel. We're going to buff one of our characters or leaders by 1,000, and then we're going to KO up to one of our opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. So we can just deal with an 11,000 power or smaller character with this Thor plus Divine Departure, which is a really, really powerful combo. Okay. Next up is Lightning Beast Chitin. This is a main Dawn -1 effect with if your leader is Enel, draw 1 card, and then give up to one of your opponent's characters -1,000 power during this turn. So, okay, going back to the last example, if we combo Divine Departure plus Lightning Beast Chitin, we can actually hit a 12,000 power character. Okay, you know, if we have to. Either way, very powerful effect here, being able to draw a card and reduce the power of a character. That's very, very important. And yeah, I mean, think about just comboing 2 of these with something like an Thor, and now you're KOing a 5K, right? It has a lot of potential, a lot of value in this deck, and it draws a card, and it has the 2K counter for Enel. Very solid. Okay, next up is Lightning Dragon. This card's really good, guys. And notice that this one doesn't say if your leader's Enel. So this might be a card, who knows, maybe this will find a place in like actually in other decks that are not Enel. This is a really good card. Check out what it does. Main, Dawn -1, draw 1 card. Okay? Then, I mean, that might be worth running alone. I'm not going to lie. Think about running this in any deck that's running purple. You can now have this event in your hand and just Dawn -1, draw a card. So, like, swing for 6K with your leader, and then use that Dawn to Dawn minus with this effect and draw a card. And then it has up to one of your opponent's rested characters with 6,000 power or less will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. So the first card that comes to my mind is, first of all, in the mirror match, right? Well, no, excuse me, not in the mirror match. Against Red Blue Lucy. Against Red Blue Lucy, you're going to be able to lock down their Cavendish. Or how's about against any yellow deck that's running Borsalino, if you can get them to rest down their blocker by baiting in a 5K attack? Well, now you can just lock that card down and just go around it next turn. Or the 6,000 power, the 4-cost 6,000 power Zorro. You know, once they turn that thing sideways, boom, we're just going to lock it down. This is a really powerful effect here, and it's basically free. It's a Dawn -1 effect, okay? And it draws you a card. It replaces itself. I think this is actually just a really incredible event here, and it's not even locked to a leader or type or whatever. I could see this card going into other purple decks in the future that are not Enel. Okay, next up is Mamarigan. This is a 0-cost Dawn -2, draw 1 card for main. And then it has a counter as well, but the main is Dawn -2, draw a card, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. So here we go again, guys. Remember what I was talking about with the power manipulation and all that stuff here? And then we have Gamma Knife for the last card. Let me just get this out of the way real quick. 2-cost main, Dawn -1, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 5,000 power. The trigger ramps a Dawn, which is not great in this deck, but you know, it is still there. But hear me out, guys. Listen to all this power reduction and power targeting we have in the deck. Ohm, when attacking, -1,000 power. Divine Departure, -8,000 power. Where's the next one? Thor, KO a 3K or less, right? And then Lightning Beast Chitin, -1,000 power. Lightning Dragon, it rests a character with, it keeps a rested character locked down with 6,000 power or less. And then, of course, the one we just talked about, Mamarigan. This card draws you a card, and this card is also not leader locked, by the way, guys. But main, Dawn -2, draw 1 card, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. So imagine if your opponent has a 6,000 power character that we want to lock down with Lightning Dragon. Well, guess what? We can go Lightning Beast Chitin, -1,000 power, rest it down with Mamarigan. And we're drawing a card with both of those effects, by the way. We're drawing a card with Chitin, we're drawing a card with Mamarigan, we're resting it down, and then we're locking it down with Lightning Dragon, and that all cost us -4. Like, we didn't actually have to pay Dawn for that. We had to return Dawn for this effect. We had to go -4 to do all of that. So we drew 3 cards. You know, we basically did a 3-card cycle. We did a Dawn -4, rest down their 6,000 power character, knocking them down to 5, and then locking them down with this effect. A lot of potential there, guys. Really good stuff. And then last but not least, check out this counter effect on Mamar again. It's very unique. I really like this effect here. Counter, up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 1,000 power during this battle. That doesn't seem very good, does it? It's just kind of whatever. But then, if you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field, draw 1 card. So guys, this is a 0-cost 1K counter that draws you a card. So yeah, as long as you have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field. Still, this is a really, really cool event here. And yet again, just like with Lightning Dragon, it's not really locked in any way. Sure, the counter event, you do have to have 6 or less Dawn cards on your field to draw a card, but it's still a 1K counter in your hand, even if you don't have 6 or like, say you have 10 Dawn on the field, this is still a 1K counter. It's not even a brick in your hand. And then we already know what the main effect does, drawing you cards. This is just an excellent, all-around, super versatile, super strong event here for purple. Okay, that's the whole entire deck list. We talked about Gamma Knife. What we're trying to do is early on, we're trying to slam down these 1-cost characters to refill our hand. And then on turn 2, we want to use our leader effect as quickly as possible so that we for sure get to 6 Dawn on our next turn. And, you know, attack aggressively maybe, or try to starve your opponent. It depends on what you want to do. And then you get to slam down your 6-cost Enels once you get down to your 6 Dawn turn. And typically speaking, there might be some exceptions to this, but typically speaking, you just want to chain your Enels just one after another, and you want to develop this massive board of a bunch of Enel characters, and then it becomes very hard on your opponent. The amount of value you're getting, and then with your leader effect, you're able to get a lot of Dawn usage out of a turn. I mean, think of it like this too, guys. One more thing I want to say before we get into these games. If you're on a 6 Dawn turn, and let's just say you play out a 6-cost Enel, let's talk about how much kind of value you can get, like a Dawn value you can get in one turn with Enel with the right cards in hand. And we're going to pretend every one of these cards that says Dawn minus, we're going to pretend like, okay, this would normally be a 1-cost card, but in Enel, it's a Dawn minus effect, okay? So we'll count that as 1 Dawn's worth of value, right? Like with Mamar again, if we use this, that's 2 Dawn's worth of value. Check out what we can do with the right hand, guys. Okay, on a 6 Dawn turn, we can play out a 6-cost Enel, right? That's going to make us go Dawn -1. And then we can, let's just say we use Chitin here to make one of their 6,000 power blockers into a 5,000 power character. So there's so now we go from 6 Dawn to 7 Dawn we've used so far. And then we can rest them down with Mamar again. That's Dawn -2. Now we're up to a 9 Dawn investment for the turn, or 9 Dawn's worth of value with this little system we're using. And then we can lock it down with Lightning Dragon. And that puts us up to, that's Dawn -1. So now we're using 10 Dawn for the turn. And then, let's just say that's all we did. Well, that was Dawn -1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can also use our leader's effect to get those 4 Dawn right back. So that's plus 4 Dawn for the turn, one of which will be active that we can attach to a character, and 4 rested Dawn we can attach to a character as well. So that ends up being like 14 or maybe even 15 Dawn we're going to be able to get away with as far as value goes with the right hand once things start rolling with the deck. So even though this leader is stuck on 6 Dawn, it's kind of deceptive because of what purple can do. You're able to really get a lot of value out of every turn. Okay? All right, that's enough yapping. Let's head over to the sim and see this deck in action. All right, guys. First game up we have against Red Blue Lucy. So let's make sure the volume is off, the speed is on 2x, and we are good to go. Okay, going first versus going second. I kind of prefer going second, guys, because if I can drop down 2 turn 1 on play, draw 1 card effect characters, I'm feeling pretty good about that, right? I'm really fixing my hand, but we can definitely go first and be completely fine. Tell me what you guys think is best to go. Is it better to go first or second, or does it depend on the matchup? Okay, so we went first this game. We went Ohm on turn 1, Dawn -1, we're drawing a card. And now we don't really have too much else we can do here. I think we're just going to use our leader effect, and we're going to get a bunch of Dawn here. And we're going to attach it all to Ohm, and then we're probably just going to swing for maybe 7. I don't know if I want to, maybe it's not the best idea to swing this early on with that character, but I decided, you know what, we'll get a 2K out of their hand and drop them down to 3 life. We'll put some pressure on this game, and this was one of my first games playing this leader, guys, so if I make a bunch of mistakes, y'all be nice, guys. I'm still learning too. Okay, 5 and a 2, they can have this card for sure. And then they're going to pass the turn back. They played out a Cavendish. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to go right... so remember, guys, we went first, but we're already up to 6 Dawn because of our leader's effect. And we slammed down a 6-cost Enel right on turn 3. We should only be on 5 Dawn, right? But because of our leader effect, we were able to get to 6 Dawn from the effect from last turn. And now we're slamming down a 6-cost character on what should have been our 5 Dawn turn 3. And we're able to use all this stuff here. Let me pause and explain this, guys. So we played out the 6-cost character, and that rested all of our Dawn, right? And we even had to do a Dawn -1, and then we did a top 5 search with the effect of Enel. Now, we have to trash a card after that, right? Then we have all of this rested Dawn and 1 Dawn back in our Dawn deck. So we're going to use our leader effect right then to attach 4 Dawn. Well, first of all, to get a Dawn back active with the leader effect, and then attach up to 4 rested Dawn to our character here, Ohm. And then I played out the Shura with the remaining Dawn that I got, the active Dawn that I got for my leader effect, and that drew me another card, letting me search deeper into the deck. And now I don't even attack in with the Ohm here because I don't want to lose this character when they have a 6,000 power character on the board. I might want to combo that next turn with something like Mamaragan if he tries to save it. Okay, so they are not going to try to save it. They're just attacking right in, 6,000 into 5. We're going to take it pretty aggressively here because my hand size is getting low, and they have a very healthy hand size. Okay, so they play out another Cavendish, guys. They play out another Cavendish. They're going to go ahead and swing for... I think that was actually... Guys, did they do the combo? Hang on. I think they did the event combo here. Let me hit play. Okay, watch this. They play out the 4-cost event, the event that lets them draw 2, trash 1, and then they get to play out a Cavendish with that effect. And now that they played out a 3-cost or higher event for the turn, they get to draw a card from their leader effect. They cheat out the Cavendish. They're swinging for 6,000. This was a really nice turn for my opponent. Okay, we are going to pretty greedily take this here, guys. I think it would have been fine to use the 0-cost 2K on the far left in my hand next to the 6-cost Enel, but I do want to save that. I'd rather get down to maybe even 2 life and just generate a really strong hand size so I can battle into this board more efficiently. Okay, first attack here is going to be 10,000 into 6. Are they going to defend this character? The answer is no, they're not. And we're going to fill out the board with another Enel, I think. And this is... At least from my experience playing, guys, I do like just flooding the board with the Enels as much as possible. If you could just play out a bunch of Enels in a row, it's pretty much worth it, even if it feels like your turn is getting slowed down. So here we go. We're going to play out the 6-cost Enel, I think. Remember, guys, bear with me. I'm starting to learn stuff, and I'm reading the cards and all that. So I play out the 6-cost Enel. And now I'm going to play out a 0-cost event here just to draw a card. There's that Vari card. It increased the cost of my own, but I don't really care about that. I just wanted to draw a card and get Dawn back in my Dawn deck for my leader's effect. Okay, so we use Mamaragan to rest down the Cavendish. And right now, I think we're even going to lock it down for the turn here with the Lightning Dragon. And then I'm actually probably going to still attack into it with this Ohm and see if he wants to save it. And even if he does save it, it's going to be locked down for next turn. So we minus the power of the Cavendish with the when attacking effect. And it looks like they messed up. They must have thought it was just a 5K, but they forgot about the when attacking effect of my Ohm, which dropped it down to a 4K, and then I was swinging in for 6. I play out the Ohm, I trash a card with my Enel's main effect there and go Dawn minus, and then now he's a blocker. Okay, that's a 10,000 power blocker I have now, guys. Now watch this. They make a mistake. They give Fire Fist to my rested Enel card, and now they go to swing in, but I can just block it now. I have a 10,000 power blocker. I think they should have hit my blocker with that effect and then, you know, maybe attacked into my leader. I'm not sure. Maybe something like that, but I think they made a bit of a mistake there. Okay, so here we go, guys. So they did develop a Sabo in the process. That is, you know, that is a very strong card. And I do think we have to get pretty aggressive here. Okay, we're going to attach a Dawn. Hang on, here's the effect we talked about earlier, guys. I attached a Dawn, I gave a Dawn to my Ohm, and then I paid 5 with the 0-cost Divine Departure's main effect, and I reduced the power of the Sabo by 8,000. That's now a 1,000 power character. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have the KO. Actually, I think I do have the KO card in my hand. I have El Thor, but it looks like I want to save that for later. I'm going to go 3,000 into 9. Does he want to save this card? Or 3,000 into 0 power. And he decided not to save that card. We're going to play out the Vari here just to fix our hand a little bit. And we have not even used our leader's effect just yet, guys. We're going to use another 0 cost here, and I'm going to use the El Thor just to buff my character. And then I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't draw a card. I remember doing that thinking, okay, why didn't I draw a card? Oh, El Thor is like the only one that does not draw a card. Okay, but here we go. We are going to get aggressive here. We're going to swing for 5K and then 6K or 7K and then a bunch of, and then actually just one more 8K because he did reduce the power of one of my Enels. Okay, 7,000, and then we're going to swing in for 10,000. Does he want to give me a bunch of 2Ks here? This would be brutal. That'd be 3 2K counters from hand. He's going to take it. We're going to play out this, we're going to play out the 1-cost Satori over the Shura just to draw a card and fix our hand a little bit more. Unfortunately, we did draw into a brick, though. Okay, so they're doing some searching. Here comes Sabo number 2. Does he have another Fire Fist? Yes, he does. And this guy kept kind of getting confused. I think he should have done minus 6,000 to my other Enel. Now the one that's sideways, always into the one that's sideways. That makes the most sense to me. And then you can attack into it. Okay, he's going to swing for 8,000 at my leader. I'm just going to have to take this. I guess I could have tried to counter out. I think I had 4K in hand, but still, I just take that. I'm down to 2 life. I'm completely fine right here. And yet again, another turn, guys, because of Fire Fist, that I don't get to attack with one of these Enels. Okay. Swinging for 5,000 into their leader. And don't worry, guys, I do speed up as the games go on. Remember, guys, I play with these in 2x speed. I'm just learning as I go. This was my first time, you know, today is my first time playing Purple Enel. Okay, so be nice to me. Okay, here we go. We're going to swing for 10,000 into 5. They did get out of the 5K attack, which was very wise of them. Now they might want to block in 2K. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. And now, right here, I probably could have done some things differently. Since I am going to replace a card on the field with one of these 6-cost Enels, I'm going to go ahead and attack in with the Satori here just to get the effect off, the when attacking effect. I pushed 2 cards to the bottom of my deck. Now I'm going to swing in with the Ohms here. And again, I think I should have attacked in with those first, especially into their Sabo, so that way I could reduce the power of the Sabo, and it would have been harder for him to defend my Enel. All right, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and play out a 6-cost blocker Enel. We're going to activate his main effect in Dawn -1, trashing a card from our hand. We don't need the other 6-cost secret Enel at this point in the game. We're in a very good spot right now, and we're going to go ahead and give that character blocker. Then we're going to Dawn -1, getting rid of a Rebecca, and going minus 2,000 power, minus 1,000 power more to the Sabo, and now we're going 8 into 7. So you see, hopefully it makes more sense now where it's like, okay, I could have done that a lot more efficiently. I could have had a much more efficient turn there, but hey, it happens. Like I said, we're learning. We could have had a much better turn there, I think. Especially if we, well, actually, I don't know. Let me just leave it there. Okay, here we go. So they're going to play out a 7-cost, another Sabo. This is Sabo number 3. Let's see what they do with this. They're going to play out this event here with the effect of Sabo. Or maybe not. I'm not sure what. Oh, yeah, they did. And they reduced the power of my blocker. They swing it for 5. We're just going to give him a 1K counter. He does not attack in. And this time, there's no Fire Fist effect. I have 3 10,000 power characters on the board right now. 3 10,000 power characters. Okay, here we go. I think we're just going to attack very aggressively here. We're just going to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, and just attack in super hyper aggressively here. Swing for 5,000. And then right here, I'm going to swing for, I think, 5,000 more with the Ohm. Or I might even swing for 7,000 with my leader now. Yeah, swing for 7,000 with the leader. And let's see what they do here. Okay. They're probably going to have to do another 2K, 1K. Maybe use the stage and a 1K counter or something like that to get out of this one. Because they really need to get out of these smaller attacks. Because I have 3 11Ks. Okay, so they used a 2K, 1K, I think, there. We're going to use... Mamara again, just to rest down the Rebecca, not for any other reason. And we're going to replace... So that was a very technical play I just did there, guys. Let me go back and explain what just happened. I have a character on my board with 3 Dawn attached to it. I only have 1 Dawn left that I can use in my cost area, so I can't use my leader effect right now. Do y'all understand what's going on there? So watch what we do here. We use the Mamara again to... let me go back even further here. We swing for 7,000. Okay, and let me hit play. Now, after they counter-routed this attack right here, and watch what we do right here. We're going to use Mamara to return 2 Dawn from our leader that was attached to our leader to rest the Rebecca and draw a card. And now we're going to play out a Nola with our remaining Dawn over the Ohm that we already attacked with. And that returned, since we had 5 characters on the board, we were able to do that. And that returned all of our Dawn back to our cost area or to our Dawn deck. So now we can actually use the effect of our leader to attach all of this extra Dawn to the Ohm. And now we're swinging for 7,000 more. He probably thought he was safe here, guys, but I don't think he is. I do not think he is. So we're swinging for 7,000. He actually has to block this one. And Okay, he counters out to save his character. Maybe he was hoping I would attack into his character. I'm not, because I've already calculated lethal. We're swinging 10, 10, 10. There's no way to get out of this with only 2 cards in hand and no Dawn active. He only has the 1 blocker. This will force the block here. Yeah, he blocks and saves his character, but okay, I'm just going to swing for 10 now. GG, good game to my opponent. GG to my opponent there. That was a fun game there. Those Sabos really, really can keep Red Blue Lucy going for a long time. They make that into a very strong attrition-style deck. This is turn 7, guys. This is turn 7. And the way that they can draw cards with all their events and stuff like that, excuse me, guys. You know, this is a Red Blue Lucy is no joke. All right, great game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. All right, now we have a game versus Red Green Krieg. Volume is off. Let's go speed 2x, and here we go. Now, like I said, guys, the first few games I did, they were very slow, very sloppy, but don't worry. As we go through more of these games, I think it's going to get better and better. Okay, so here we go. They're going to go first. They're going to start off with a Django. We're going to go second. We play out Vari just to draw a card. We did another a Lightning Beast Chitin there just to draw a card because I don't like my hand at all. All right, here we go. They're going to swing for 7. We're going to take that gladly just so we can start drawing cards. We're going to play out the Ohm, Dawn -1, play out the Satori, Dawn -1, use the leader effect, attach 4 Dawn there, play out an Ohm, and draw another card. We just drew 3 cards there, guys. We're going to swing 5, and we're going to pass the turn. We can't attack this turn. First of all, I think we would only be a 4K character there because of the leader effect. But either way, we played the character out. We can't attack this turn. Okay, they play out Pearl, and they do have a Dawn attached to their leader. They're in a very good position, so we're going to develop a bigger character here. We're going to play out the 6-cost 10K Enel. He's technically an 8K right now from the effect of Krieg. Okay, and now we got to draw a card, and we're going to trash a card now. I'm actually going to trash a 2K counter, guys, because I like all of the cards in my hand. All of those cards are really, really strong. Okay, so we're going to L Thor here just to put a Dawn... or excuse me, I think we're going to, yeah, buff this character by 1,000, and then we're going to remove the Django to get that off their board. Okay, and now we're going to attach, we're going to use our leader effect to attach a bunch of Dawn to the Satori. We're going to swing for 5,000 into 5. Look at our top cards. Okay, nice. We have a 6-cost Enel coming. We are going to take that. We are going to take the 6-cost Enel there. All right, and here we go. Let's see what we do to follow up here. I think we're going to use this Chitin effect here. Dawn -1 to draw into that card, and then I'm just going to... reduce the power of that card. I did things a little bit out of order. We probably could have done that in a better way, but either way, here we are, right? Okay, so we attacked in. They actually blocked the 5K with, you know, they blocked the 5K attack with the 5K blocker and counter out. I guess either way, they can use the 1K counter to get out of it. Okay, here we go. They play out Gin, cheating out a Pearl. Now they have 2 6,000 power blockers, and my entire board has minus 2,000 power, other than my leader. But that's okay. That is okay, guys. We're fine with that with this list. We're going to play out a 6-cost Enel here. We're going to swing for, well, we can't swing for 5,000, can we? Well, we can. We can swing for 5,000, and if he blocks, then we can attack into it with our purple 6-cost Secret Enel, or we can just attack over the top of him. Yeah, I just said, you know what? I'm going right over the top here. He's going to try to remove one of my characters with Pearl's on KO effect. I Dawn -1 to save it. I'm swinging for 0 just to fix my hand here. And then let's see what we choose to do. Looks like we're going to use L Thor here, maybe. Or I was reading the card to see what I wanted to do with it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use the leader effect, and then we're going to attach 5 Dawn altogether to this Ohm, minus 1,000 to the Pearl. We're going 5 into 5. He 1K counters to save it, and now we're going to trash a card from our hand, one of our Gamma Knives, because we have 2 of them, and we're going to give that Enel blocker. Okay, so we're pretty good right now. We're in a pretty good position. And another thing, too, is all of my Dawn is attached to my, my Ohm. So I think they kind of messed up there. They should have done that very, very differently. But that's okay. What they could have done is attacked into it with Pearl or Gin to get me to just let that card go. And then they could have done tricks from there with Krieg, because all of my Dawn would have returned to my cost area. I block out of that easily. Okay, he can have the Ohm. That was a 6,000 power attack into a negative 3,000. He can have that. And here we go. 6 Dawn turn. I think we just go Enel number 3, guys. I think we just go to the next Enel. All right, here we go. We might not. We do have a Gamma Knife play we can do here, guys. A Gamma Knife could be very interesting. We can reduce the power of that Krieg by 5,000 and then easily attack into it, but it looks like we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and probably do some other stuff here. Hopefully try to fix our hand with this Shura. We need to do a Dawn -1 effect so that we can use this play out the Shura with our and get that on play effect to draw cards. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure it all out as we go. Okay, so we use this L Thor here. I'm just going to use it to buff my character, or my leader in this case, and then I'm probably just going to go from here. Again, could have just trashed that card, to be honest, and gave my Enel blocker. Just a big mistake. We're coming in for 6,000, though. I did need to get over that blocker. They block in 1K. Wow, they're feeling very, very bold to do something like that, because remember, guys, I still have two 8,000 power attacks and my leader effect. I'm going to swing for 8. I'm going to swing for 8 more. And let's see what we have here. They take that, and they get a trigger to draw a card, I believe. And now we're going to use our leader effect. I think we're going to use our leader effect right here just to get a Dawn as active. And we're going to go from there. This was some rough games, guys, because I could have just attacked more aggressively, like maybe even attack into Krieg or something like that by doing this effect right here. But watch this. We're going to play out the Shura, and then we're going to do it. Obviously do a Dawn minus effect here. And now I have no Dawn card. I have no rested Dawn cards on the field. I do have one active Dawn card, but now if he wants to try to like rest my blocker, he's gonna have to do something else to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? He can't just attach 2 Dawn to my blocker. And that's what was taking me so long to figure out. I was like, okay, how do I do this where he can't rest down my blocker so I can better protect my board? So I attached the 4 Dawn to my Enel, and now he just can't do anything about it. Okay, he's going to swing for, what is this, 12? 12 into 10? That will go through. Unfortunately, that will go through. Maybe I should have blocked this. I think I do just let the character go, but I think I should have blocked this and then gone from there. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not, because now he has to attach a bunch of Dawn. Okay, hang on. So now he's actually going to attach, what was that? 5 Dawn to Gin. He's going to swing 12 into 10. Okay, but I already have Gamma Knife and Mamaragan in my hand, guys. I don't even care. I should just let this card go. Yeah, and now he has to attack into me, but I don't think he wants to. Well, okay, he can't because I have the blocker, but still. Well, now, I think I could just go for lethal, right? I'm just going to go for lethal here, guys. I'm going to, first I think I'm going to swing for, so I can return 4 Dawn cards, right? I can return 4 Dawn with these effects here. So I'm going to try to use all of that to my advantage here, guys. Let's see what we choose to do. I think I'm going to put 4 Dawn on my leader and swing for 9,000. Okay, just 8 to go over the 6K. We're going to swing for 8,000. He does have 1 Dawn as active, and I think he does have, yeah, he has the 1 cost 4K. All right, here we go, guys. We're going in for lethal now. Watch this, right through the blocker. We're going to go Gamma Knife, pay 2, Dawn -1, and then we're going to use Lightning Dragon just to Dawn -1 and draw a card. That's literally it. Then we're going to use Mamaragan to rest down their character that has, 5,000 power or less. And now we can even do an L Thor here to buff our character, I believe. And we can also KO the Pearl. Who cares? That literally doesn't matter, but that's fine. Or maybe we couldn't buff our... Yeah, I think we did buff our character. Actually, yeah, we buffed our character with that effect. I'm still learning what they all do. And now we're going to use our leader effect. We're coming in for 15. He only has 6 cards in hand. Good game to my opponent. I appreciate him letting me take a while there, guys, to figure everything out. There's some interesting kind of combinations you can do with this deck, and I'm learning them all on the fly. A lot of really cool stuff. So just to run back over that play at the end there, guys, notice what we did. Okay, so on this turn right here, we had 6 Dawn. So what we did was we did Gamma Knife on Pearl to give Pearl negative 5,000, and that cost us 2 Dawn, and we returned a Dawn back to our Dawn deck. Then what we should have done was actually use Mamaragan, or whatever it's called there, to rest down the Pearl, and then use Lightning Dragon to keep it rested in case we didn't survive, or in case they were able to survive our attack. Well, what did that do? That's -4 Dawn altogether. Okay, and we drew some cards to use as well to buff our character and go from there. So we were able to attach all of our Dawn to Enel after going through their blocker. So again, guys, going through this turn one more time, we attacked in for 8,000 with the leader, right? And now we have, so they actually counter out. So now we use our Gamma Knife to reduce the power of Pearl. I did things out of order. I used the Lightning Dragon first before Pearl was rested down. That was a play mistake for sure. And then I used Mamaragan to rest them down. And notice what we draw into with the Mamaragan. We draw into an L Thor. That can buff our character and KO it can buff our character or leader by 1,000 and then KO a 3K or less. So I'm just going to go ahead and KO the Pearl. Why not? They can KO my Nola if they want to. But now I have a 9,000 power Enel, because remember about the 2,000 power debuff from the Krieg. And now we're going to use our leader effect to get all of that Dawn back. And now we're swinging for 15,000. A lot of insanely powerful combos you're going to be able to pull off with this leader once you master this deck. Okay, great game to my opponent. Now we got one more. We got one versus Yellow Luffy. And this is the new Sky Island Luffy from OP-15. Volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and we are good to go. Okay, this is a tough matchup here, guys. Yellow Luffy, the new OP-15 Sky Island Luffy, is no joke. And it looks like we're going to be going first. We play out Ashura on turn 1 to Dawn -1 and draw a card. All right, and now turn 2. It looks like we're going to probably play out this Nola here, and then we're going to use our leader effect, and we're just going to attach a bunch of Dawn there to our Ashura. We're going to swing for 6, and then we're probably going to swing for 7. We're just going to put the pressure on, and I think that is the right call against this deck, is to put on a lot of pressure, because if you let them start setting up and going into the late game, they're going to gain tons of life, and they're just going to keep, you know, they're going to keep gaining life, ultimately, and protecting their board with their life. So if you try to go into their board, they protect it with their life, or if you attack into their life, they just take it and gain more life. So staying aggressive against Yellow Luffy, I think, is the strat. I think that is the strategy. If you guys know a better way to deal with Luffy, by all means, please tell us in the comment section below. Okay, so they play out the 4-cost 6K Zoro. That is a target. Guys, whenever you're trying to master Purple Enel, you need to think of every matchup what your target is going to be for your Lightning Dragon. That is going to help us stay in the game by keeping these characters locked down. Pause, like this right here. We did -1000 power with the Chitin to the Zoro, then we rested it down with Mamargan, and then we're going to lock it down with Lightning Dragon. And if I can, I'm going to make it where that card never untaps for the rest of the game. Once it's down, you know, once it's rested, then we can just keep it locked down with the Lightning Dragon. Okay. All right, then we play out the Ohm here, and now we're going to get all of our Dawn back with our leader effect, attaching a bunch of it to the Nola, and we're coming in for 7,000. And I'm probably going to lose Nola right here, right, guys? Okay, I'll just play out another one. I had all 3 of them this game. I had one on the board, and I had the other 2 in my hand. I'm just going to play out the Nola. So if he wants to go for my Nola this turn, he absolutely can. Thumbs up, it's all yours. But if he doesn't, I'll also take the hit to life, because I do need to refill my hand. Notice they have about, what is that, 9 or 10 cards in their hand. I've got 5. So, okay, yeah, that's fine. Wherever he wants to swing this turn is fine with me. If he attacks into the Nola, it's like I countered out of the attack with a card that's already gotten value. Or if he attacks into my life, then that's fine as well. Okay, right here I messed up. Okay, pause. I thought that I could just Dawn -1 and save both characters, but it only worked on the one I didn't want it to save if I could have only saved one. I'm not sure what was going on there, because I thought you would be able to save that effect by just, I'll have to reread how Nola is worded and look at like the FAQ and stuff like that. But I thought I could have just Dawn -1 and saved my entire board, but I used the effect there and then it didn't work. It only saved my other 2 characters. So, and here's the unfortunate part about being on the sim. If I could have gotten to pick, I would have only saved the 1 cost that was standing. So he just got both of my Nolas with that effect. I put those Nolas on the board to save the board from that effect, and ended up wiping both my Nolas for the most part, but he did have to attack into one of them. All right, but that's okay. So we're going to play out the 6 cost Enel. We're going to do some searching, some hand fixing. We play out the Lightning Dragon to lock down their Zoro. And guess what, guys? We're going face, face, face. Face is the place. Okay, we're swinging in for 6,000 into 5. Let's see what they want to do with this. They probably need to give me a 2K counter here, guys. Maybe not, because I still just have a 5K attack for my leader, so maybe take this hit and then 1K counter out of my leader attack. But why not just counter out of both? I'm going to swing for 5,000 here. I kind of tricked them, right? So they give me a 1K, and then I'm going to play out the Ohm. Did a Dawn -1 on play effect there to draw a card into my 3rd Lightning Dragon. Thumbs up. That's a really good thing. Now we can keep that Zoro locked down for another turn while we keep developing these Enels. Okay, they have a lot of cards in hand. I'm starting to get, I'm starting to wonder what's going on over there. They do have 2 attacks they can attack in with this turn. Look at this. They swing 2,000 into my character Ohm, and I'm just letting it go. You can have it. You can have my Ohm character. It already did what it was supposed to do. They play out a Nico Robin. Now they can cheat out a 5 cost or lower Sky Island type character. They cheat out the Calgara that has the your turn effect to draw a card. Hang on, pause. They just passed the turn. I don't think that was a mistake. They're trying to starve me now. which is, I guess it's not a terrible idea, but I'm just going to keep on the pressure, guys. I'm going pedal to the metal, full on, you know, all gas, no brakes, right? All gas, no brakes. And the Calgara has, if he would have attacked into me, I think he could have drawn a card, because I'm going to take it. If he attacks into me, I'm taking that hit and drawing a card for my life. He can draw another card. He's already got like 9 or 10 cards in hand. Okay, here we go. So we're playing out the next Enel, and that's just what this deck is going to do, guys. I'm just going to keep playing out the next Enel and the next one and the next one. So I freeze down the Zoro with my third Lightning Dragon, and I'm just going to keep up the pressure. I'm going to use my leader effect since I already did a Dawn -1 with the Lightning Dragon, and now I'm swinging for 7, giving -1,000 to the Zoro. And now I'm actually going to swing for 5,000 into the Zoro with my leader, and he's going to have to either take a life card to save it or give me a card from his hand finally. Okay, he actually gave me 2 cards from hand there, a 2K and a 1K. Now I'm going 5 and a 5. He finally gives me another card from his hand, and now we're going 10,000. That's probably going through. Yeah, that one's going through, and now we're going to trash a card from our hand. The other Enel, we're going to have blocker, and now we're going to pass the turn. Okay, guys, remember how Mamarigan works as a counter. We have 6 or less Dawn on the field, like we always will have in this deck. So it is a zero cost 1K counter, okay? That draws me a card. Watch this. This turn gets very interesting because of that effect. They play out a Wiper to get rid of my own. I literally don't care about that whatsoever. He does reveal the top card of his life in the process, and now I know it's coming. 8,000 into 8,000, okay? Here's a zero-cost 1K counter. By the way, he reduced the power of all my characters by 2,000 with Wiper's effect. Okay, now he attached 2 Dawn to that card for free with Wiper's effect. Okay, guys, I don't want to use the second Mamarigan there, because just in case he plays out a blocker with this remaining 3 Dawn, I'm going for lethal next turn. Okay, now he only has 1 Dawn left. Now I'm feeling safe. I'm going to use Mamarigan to counter out, and that's that, guys. They're not attacking into my leader again because they can't have a 5K, an 8K blocker on the board. And I think now we're just going to go for lethal. So how do we do this, guys? What's the best way to go for lethal with a deck like this? What's the best way to go for lethal? And I think the answer is to use up as many Dawn cards as I can to get cards back into my Dawn deck or rested so I can get even further value from the cards. Watch what I mean here, guys. Here we go. Okay, first I think we're going to start with an 11K, because if he takes this, I'm just loading all of my Dawn on the 6-cost Enel and going from there, right? So here we go. We're coming in for 11K. He pretty much has to get out of this, or I'm coming in for, like I said, 15,000. Okay, he counters out of it. Now we're going to swing in for 9. They have a Dawn active. I have to play around a 1-cost event here. And right here, I guess an 11K just for sure gets through no matter what, because we know he has a 1K counter in hand. But I wanted to see what all we could pull off with this deck. And look at this, guys. We're just doing a bunch of Dawn -1 effects here, doing this, doing that. And now we can stand all this Dawn back up, and we can swing 15,000 anyway back into them after swinging for 9,000 by using the leader's effect. What did we do to do that? Let's break it down and analyze it. So we attached 1 Dawn to our Enel, the secret Enel, swung for 11,000. They get out of it. Okay, that's fine. Now watch what we do. We're going to swing for 9,000 to get through this next attack here, playing around any kind of 1-cost 4K. Now we're going to play out the Chitin here, which is going to allow, that's a 0-cost Dawn -1 effect, right? So we're going to return a Dawn that was attached to our leader, and we're going to, I think it's what, give a character -1,000 power. We don't care. We got to draw into another card. Okay, we drew into a Divine Departure, which is not great, but now we're going to play out the Satori, resting a Dawn and Dawn minusing, okay, which translates to plus 2,000 power for our leader effect, right? For this situation where we're trying to swing all out. And we draw in to an El Thor. Now, we're going to Dawn -1 that, okay, and give our Enel plus 1,000 power, and then we don't need the second part of the effect. Now we use our leader effect, and we swing in for 15. Good game to my opponent. Again, the amount of combos you can do with this leader with all of the Dawn -1 shenanigans and all the and the leader effect and all that, it is really interesting, okay? This is a very fun, very cool deck, very technical deck to play. I was thinking that, okay, Green-Black Brook is probably going to be the most technical out of all of the leaders I've gone over now for OP-15 because of how it is. I might have been very wrong about that. Blue Rebecca is pretty technical as well, and Red Blue Lucy has a technical aspect to it because there's control and stuff built in and whatnot. But Purple Enel is just on another level. The amount of things you can do, it is really cool. It is really interesting. All right, that's enough of that. Great game to my opponent. Great game to all of my opponents. Let's go ahead and head back over to the deck list and break this down one more time. So As is, I'm pretty happy with this deck, I'm not going to lie. I think I want to go up to a 4th 2K counter Sanji, because this card is just quality and it's a 2K counter. There's really no downside to running this card in the deck, especially in this version of the deck. I have seen online that some players from the East, and probably some players from the West too, who are testing, some of them are running the 1-cost Searcher Pudding that was meant for Sanji. Where is it? Here it is. This is a 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter, Big Mom Pirates character, Charlotte Pudding from OP-12 that says on play, look at the 4 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Sanji or event card and add it to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Well, guys, that actually, so first of all, it can hit Sanji, like we just said, and look at all the other targets it can hit. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So in the deck currently, that's 27 searchable targets. But I will say, I don't know if I'm going to go this route with the deck. It might be the right way to go. I have no idea, because you can search up all this stuff right here and your Sanji. However, you do search over your Enels with this kind of effect, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Who knows, maybe with more testing, with the more testing that I put into this leader, maybe I'll figure out, like, okay, you actually only need like 2 or 3 Enels, and then you can just go from there. But I couldn't imagine how bad it would feel if I did not have an Enel in my opening hand, and then I did a search, and then like went past 2 Enels or something like that. I feel like that could be kind of devastating. Who knows? Tell me what you guys think about this searcher in the comment section below. But I will say this right now, I do want to go up to a 4th 2K counter Sanji, but I don't want to go down -1 Nola. I don't think I want to go -1 Nola. If anything, I would even consider going down -2 of this Vari card to go +2 of the Nola and Sanji 2K counters. Yes, this card is nice because you can just keep Dawn minusing and just go straight through everything. This card is very powerful, I have to tell you right now. Maybe what I could do is go -2 of the Gamma Knife. Maybe I don't need these 2 cards since I'm already running Divine Departure. This is a brick in hand, and I will say that that trigger effect doesn't really help us. This isn't like a standard purple deck that's actually trying to get to 10 Dawn. We cap out at 6 Dawn, and we get 5 Dawn for free every single turn from our leader effect. So maybe Gamma Knife is not the way to go with this deck. I don't know. I think someone in my stream on, I can't remember, it was Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday this past week on my stream. Guys, for those who are not aware, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here on YouTube on the VV Theory channel from 9 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. Okay, so be sure to come by, hang out, and check it out if you get a chance. Now, real quick, someone recommended on there Reiju, which is kind of interesting. If you look at this card right here, guys, this card's from all the way back in OP-06, which, hey, that's fine. It's not rotating anytime soon. We still have an entire year of running this card, but check out what this card does. It's a 4-cost 5K with a 1K counter. Okay, the stat line's fine. And then on play, if you have equal to or less Dawn on your field than your opponent, and you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw 2 cards. So at the end of that game we were just at, the game we were looking at against Yellow Luffy, on a 6 Dawn turn, which is our, that's our maximum Dawn with the deck, well, we're probably going to have equal to or less Dawn than our opponent. Okay? Well, I guess we always will, right? We pretty much always will, even in the mirror match. And if we don't, of course we'll be able to find a way to go Dawn minus just to get to where we have equal to or less Dawn, as our, we'll have equal to or less Dawn than our opponent. So this being a 4-cost 5K that just draws us 2 cards as long as we have 5 or less cards in our hand, I don't know. Could be something here. Maybe it could be decent. I did not test it. Obviously, what you see on the screen here, this is all that I've tested so far. And, yeah, who knows? Maybe this card could be decent, but otherwise, I haven't really thought of anything else we can include in the deck that could take it to the next level. We are capped out at 6 Dawn characters, at least to some extent. One thing that's kind of interesting, actually, no, yeah, well, hang on, let me think about this. If we go with Sanji, I want to see something real quick. Maybe it's called Sangoro, actually. Let me see something real quick. It's a 6-cost 8K. So I was trying to think of ways to get characters in this deck that are above 6 Dawn. And check this one out, guys. With Soba Mask. So remember, guys, it says under the rules of this game, your Dawn deck is made of 6 Dawn cards. It's not like Rayleigh where you can't include anything above that cost. Now, why would you want to include cards above that cost, right? That's the mentality. Like, why would I want to do that? Well, who knows if we can combo it with something like this. Check this out, guys. if you have a Sangoro or Sanji character with 7,000 base power. That's the thing that really frustrates me about this card. So we can't just like have this card on the board, attach a Dawn, and then it's a 7,000 base power card. Oh well, it is what it is. But if we play out that Sangoro, the 6-cost 8k vanilla Sangoro, check this out, guys. This is a 7-cost 9k, and it has, if you have a Sangoro or Sanji character with 7,000 base power or more, give this card in your hand -5 cost. And then, on play, return all of your Sangoro and Sanji characters to the owner's hand. So, think of it like this, guys. It could be kind of fun, could be kind of interesting if we do choose to go the pudding route. Maybe we can include more Sanjis since we can search them up. And we can include this Sangoro card. Not this one, this one. It's just a vanilla. It's a 6 cost, so we can play it out. And if we get this card down, imagine if we did have actually, we'll be able to play this Sanji out at the same turn. Check it out, guys. If we get this Sangoro down on our first 6 Dawn turn instead of an Enel, imagine how this could look, guys. So, okay, we play out the Sangoro, right? Next turn, we play out Soba Mask. After we swing with the Sangoro first, right? We swing for 6,000, or what was it, 8,000. And then we play this card out for 2 Dawn. For 2 Dawn, pulling back the Sangoro, basically just turning it into a 1k counter for the rest of the game, because I don't think we'd have enough time to replay it. But we would still have 4 Dawn on this turn to do something with that. And then who knows, maybe we throw out the Reiju. I don't know, guys. I'm like a mad scientist right now. I see all of these incredible new cards, and I cannot wait to try to build with them. I haven't been this excited in a long time to play One Piece. It seems like there's so many awesome, cool new interactions just waiting to be discovered. Interactions just waiting to be busted. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's enough for today, guys. This is all I have for you. I think this deck right here, as you see it, is pretty solid. I think one thing I would really consider doing is, I don't know if I need this Gamma Knife in the deck, even though it did really help me. I feel like the one turn when I was trying to rest down their board, but who knows, maybe if I go -1 Gamma Knife for +1 Sanji and -1 Gamma Knife for +1 Divine Departure, maybe it would have acted in the same way. Maybe it would have been completely fine. I don't know. You guys tell me. All right, but that's about all I got for you today, guys. I'm a big fan of this leader, Purple Enel. I think they're going to be very powerful, and the way that they combo, the way they have all of these interesting interactions and options with the Dawn Minus stuff and the 0-cost Dawn Minus events, I think it's going to have a lot of potential, guys. Really looking forward to see what people cook up with this leader in the future. And again, if you guys know of a card I'm missing that could take this deck to the next level, please don't be afraid to tell me in the comment section below. Well, all right, guys, let me get the outro screen on here. Appreciate everybody who made it this far, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. And guys, if you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, or using my TCG player affiliate link, you are helping me out big time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And guys, if you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, again, you guys are helping me out big time, going above and beyond to help me out. Thank you guys so much. This community has been incredible. All right, I'm done. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace.